And we went, then when we were liberated, I went back to Poland, to Lodz, because I wanted to find out. I didn't know that my mother perished. I didn't know that my brother perished. I knew that my father died because they sent us a telegram that he passed away. But I thought maybe, I'd meet them there. So I went back to Poland, to Lodz, and nobody was there. None of my family survived. Only that cousin that I met in Auschwitz. So she survived, and she went with me to Poland, to Lodz, and we stayed there for a little while. And I didn't want to stay there because the Poles were very anti-Semitic. And even after all that happened, they still made pogroms on people there. In fact, a friend of mine, a young boy, he was living a few blocks away from me. A group of Polish youths came in, and they threw, there were 4 people I think in the room, they threw him out the window from the 2nd floor and broke both his legs. So I didn't want to stay there anymore. I went back to the house that we lived in, and I thought maybe I'd find some papers or some pictures of my parents, So the janitor before he knew my parents and he knew me, so he took over our apartment. It was also a beautiful apartment. So when I opened the door, I saw my parents, the furniture there. And I said, I don't want anything, only I would like to, if you have some papers or pictures, to give it to me. That's all I have left of my family. So he said, oh no, I have nothing. It was Jewish. I burned everything. I would keep Jewish things. I threw them out. That was what was broken. I burned it, and the rest I also burned it. We had a big furnaces in the big middle of the house. So he said, I'm not going to keep any Jewish, and he shut the door in my face. So after that, I had such a distaste and such a not hate, but I felt bad. I could not even walk the streets because every stone reminded me of my parents. So I had a group of people, young people, and they decided to go to Israel. But we had to, the only way to go there, we had to go to Italy. So it took us about 6 weeks because all the trains, all the transportation was broken during the war. So we went from place to place, and we stopped in a place and stayed there till another locomotive was able. And people were pretty good. They let us go. We had no money or anything, so they let us go on the things. So it took us 6-7 weeks till we got back. So we went through Poland, we went then Czechoslovakia, and to Austria, and then to Germany. When we came to Germany, to Landsberg, that time everything was open. It was no borders. So we went through borders. Nobody asked us any questions. But they came to Germany, they closed the borders because they established already government, and they were establishing. So they closed the borders, and we couldn't go any farther. So I stayed in Landsberg. Landsberg was a beautiful town, and that was the town that Hitler, the prison was there, that Hitler was, before he was there in the 1920s, he was in prison. And he wrote the book Mein Kampf in that prison there. So it was a very famous thing. But they established a camp for this place, and there was a Jewish people. It was under the government of the American. There was a American zone, so was the American soldiers, and they were very nice. UNRWA, they supported the camp. So happened that I was there. So we were a group of 25 young people. There were 3 older couples that were like parents to us. So we lived together, and we got from the government, a place to live and some food. So okay. And I met my husband there. So we married. We were the first married people in Landsberg. We married in December 1945. It was 500 people to our wedding. The whole government, the UNRWA and the Burgermeister came, and it was a beautiful wedding. They made me a wedding dress from curtains, white curtains over it. The girls saw it. It was nice. My daughter was born in Germany too, in 1946, 47. And my husband I wanted to go to Israel, We were planning, but my husband found out that he had 3 uncles and 3 aunts here in America. So he said, we have nobody, we have no family whatsoever. Let's go to America. My uncles, we have a family there. So he was insisted that we should go to America. So we came in 1940. Took us 49, 5 years, 1945 to 44 years till we got papers. So we came here in 1949.
To Los Angeles?
No, I came to. My father had a sister here. She came here after the First World War in 1922, and I remembered her address, So I wrote her a letter. She was the only relative that I had left. She was my father's sister. She was 18 years older than my father, And so she wrote up, send us letters, send us papers to come there, to come to the United States. But meantime, my husband's brother, he had a brother and sister that survived. There were 7 kids, but just one brother and one sister survived. So the brother got in touch with him somehow, through the Red Cross, I think. Oh, I know how, I remember. We found we were there in Landsberg. So one day, my husband and I was walking down the street, and a girl came. A truck of people came in, because people were coming from all over. It was a big camp, and a girl came out of the truck, and she saw my husband. She said, "What are you doing here? Your sister and your brother are living in Dzhini." This was the place that he came from. They are alive and they are living there, and they were looking all over for you. So, because my husband was sent to one part, to Dachau, and his brother was sent to an Auschwitz, different camp. So they lost touch of him.